When I was a college student, my teachers told me that the word chemistry means chem is try. I always tell new researchers that chem is try, so you have to try a lot.
What first got me interested in pursuing a career in science was doing Science Olympiad in high school. I remember I did the chemistry lab event and we went to the state competition. My parents still have the medal at home.
I think the most enjoyable part to being a scientist, you are keep exploring the unknown territory. The excitement of being the cutting edge of research is that you never know what you may see.
My name is Juntao Ye. I was a postdoctoral fellow at Cornell University. Now I'm starting my own research group at Shanghai Jiao Tong University as an associate professor. My research aims to develop efficient and economical methods for the synthesis of pharmaceutically relevant compounds. And the biggest challenge we are facing is how to synthesize a target molecule in a selective, efficient, and economic manner in shorter steps and with lower cost. Carbon-hydrogen bonds are ubiquitous in organic molecules, and most of them are unreactive. Conventional methods use directing groups, which are substituents that make a part of a molecule more reactive to selectively increase the reactivity of certain CH bonds. However, the addition and removal of such directing groups require additional synthetic steps and often result in lower overall yield of the product, higher cost, and more wastes. The methodologies I developed also employ directing groups but address the limitations of conventional methods by generating transient directing groups and the reaction conditions. Those advantages are very appealing to process chemists for industrial scale synthesis and for medicinal chemists for accelerating the discovery of drugs.
My name is Igor Dickey. I'm a postdoctoral research associate at the CUNY Advanced Science Research Center. The broad question that I'm interested in my research is the question of how biological cells sense the environment, like how they sense a specific stimulus and respond to it. So what I'm really interested in is how small motions of atoms are used to transmit that signal into the cell. The major achievement that I'm being honored for is measuring the motions of the branches or side chains of one of these receptors, which is called a G protein coupled receptor. And these G protein coupled receptors are a huge family that are used to sense and control responses to a whole host of things in the human body, like smelling or opioid addiction. I used a technique called nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy to measure how different parts of one of these receptors moves when it's activated versus when it's not active. And then knowing these motions, we can start to figure out how the receptor responds to its signal, and understanding that response on a mechanical level can help us to design better drugs for various diseases.
My name is Yaping Zang. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at Cornell University. My research probes the question of how can we manipulate chemical reactions electrically instead of using toxic or costly chemical reagents. By developing a series of novel techniques and reaction methodologies, I have unlocked new reaction pathways for synthetic chemists to utilize. We achieve this at the molecular level by employing a technique called scanning tunneling microscopy, or STM. Driving chemical reactions electrically is potentially cheaper and greener than using. So understanding how individual molecules interact with each other may inform the future design of new materials and may also introduce new modes of operation for organic and molecular devices, such as sensors, switches, and LEDs. In order to go that far, we do need a lot of breakthroughs and a lot of collaborative works between scientists from different fields. Because my research is very interdisciplinary, I frequently need to coordinate with physical scientists, synthetic chemists, and physicists in order to complete the projects effectively. Interpersonal skills are very critical to be successful.
I think there's no secret to success. As I said, you have to try a lot, read a lot, you have to open your horizons.